Alright, this is Calibos, and this is Beyond the Skies. So, I honestly shouldn't be recording this right now. It's an awkward time, but I am. So as you can see, I've done a little bit of work making a processor, or controller for, whatchamacallit, the AE system. So this setup should give me all of the channels that I ever need. Because remember, each face gives you 32 channels. So swap out to that. So if we hop up here, see I have one cable coming off with 4 channels, and that's pretty much the system that we are using. If you look, I've swapped out this, and I'm going to make it look more like cobblestone again at some point, I'm guessing. It goes over here, pops over to that thing, and we'll cruise upward. So it pops over to this, and when I do it, you see it's got the blue connection thing. And that's because I'm anticipating that at some point I'm going to fill this wall in, so I don't want to have a cable run through. So it just connects here, and then I have it counts as the same cable because each one of these connectors moves 32 channels. So it just pops in there. Oh, that's weird. And then goes up to this one, which, oh my gosh, there we go, which pops up to this one, and then has the same thing. And this is pretty much here so that I have access, like if I really want to, I can run channels off of this. And then that pops up to this, which keeps everything else running. So I mean, we're talking, that. I think the drive is actually offline. Oh my gosh. Let's do that. So I should put the drive online. So all the stuff that's in the drive should be there. Another thing that I've done as far as my AE2, and this is not going to stay here. I'm going to rearrange this setup a little bit, and I'm probably going to put it somewhere. I don't know where yet. This is not quite auto-crafting. I mean, it sort of is auto-crafting. What you're not seeing is, we'll go down below and look. I'll walk you through the entire process. So it starts with this chest. So if I, for example, go ahead and put gold in this chest, gold, then we come over here. So you'll notice that the chest has a servo on it. It pulls from that chest, and it brings it into this little network here. So one of these, here it is. So the gold ends up in this one, and then it pulls out the whatchamacallits, the circuits. Where's the next one? Come on, start. Oh, there it is. So then they end up in here, and then after they end up in there, they end up in here. And you're asking, how is this useful? Because now you have to walk all the way around. Well, I don't. Because they're storage drawers, and I basically just blocked that one off and connected them because I don't really care whether I can see those or not. So the system now has access to processors. Ta-da! Processors. So yeah, I can just shove stuff in here. And when I set up where it's going to end up going, I'm probably going to use the actual auto crafting. Maybe. I don't know. So if I do need to, what I will probably try and arrange to do is set these up so that there's a thing which checks how many there are, so it keeps a certain number of them on hand. But then, I may not. I may simply just, if I use 60, I'll pop 60 in and just let them make themselves. So we'll see how it goes. I may not even move it. I probably will, because this is kind of unsightly in my mind. Honestly, I would like to move all of this setup, because I'm not terribly fond of how this looks. I mean, it's sort of convenient as far as this is where we're doing most of our main processing, and so I just kind of like wander over and look at things, but it's also sort of hideous. So I don't know. It does its thing. But we have plenty of channels to play around with at this point. So that's something anyway. Now I've also, is it here? No. Where was it? Hey guys, why don't you go down there with your friends? Oh yeah, that's a good spot for you. Ooh, guess who forgot to light this up? That would be me. I am a genius. So this is probably where we're going to do embers. And remember I basically said that we were going to wait on embers until I had the remote crafting terminal. Well, guess what we have? Ta-da! So, oh, I like that. It's using it, but it's charging it as fast as we use it. That's cool. Flux Network doesn't fail us now. So let's actually put a couple of things away, so we don't need this anymore. The reason I have extra energy acceptors and controllers is I wasn't sure how many to make for that thing, because it's not the usual shape or design that I would have chosen to do. But there we go. Do we not have a diamond backpack somewhere? Could have sworn we had a diamond backpack with all of my tools in it. Yeah, didn't we have one of these? Oh my gosh. What keeps happening to my stuff? Well, I'm just going to keep everything in the storage from now on, so it doesn't matter anyway. Let's swap that around, because armor is always better. So let's get into embers. I'm not sure how much we're going to get to do. I mean, we just spent 10 minutes basically just babbling mindlessly about stuff. Embers. So it doesn't look like they are asking for too much. So let's make an ancient codex. If I were an ancient codex, I would be made like that. Do we have that? We don't even have any of that. So it kind of sounds like we need to set up a mob farm before we can get into embers. All right, well, we'll set up a mob farm a bit later. So let's look into some of the things that we have left. Agriculture. All right, so let's worry about this. I seem to recall that we were missing some solar neutron activator. We just needed, like, we have everything but the HDPE thing. So we need HD pellets, HDPE pellets, which requires oxygen and liquid ethylene and substrate. So liquid ethylene we get from ethylene, which we get from hydrogen and water and biofuel in the PRC. Well, we have hydrogen and water. Biofuel is just stuff in the crusher, so we can do that too. So PRC, do we? Oh my gosh, ethylene. Ethylene from concentrating from this to the PRC. Pressurized reaction chamber. Did we make one of those? Sweet, we have 2 of them. So we need ender tanks. Ender tanks. Okay, we need this. Please. Oh, they don't have locations. Of course, I knew that. I'm not sure. Okay, let's fix this. Fix. So, it has power, but is it connected? Okay, so now we are a little happier. I think we need yellow. Yellow dye. So this is, hydrogen is actually pale blue. No. Oxygen is yellow, white, yellow. So we need some pale blue. Light blue. Boom, boom. So yellow, white, yellow, and pale blue. Light blue it is, rather. So now we need 2 decondencentrators. That is not what it's called. Condensators. 1, 2. 1, 2. And we do that. 1, 2. And then we do whoa, where do they go? What are they called? Rotary. called a tablet. Tablet. Did you guys not just watch me make these? Weird. Okay. So one for hydrogen, one for oxygen. Alright, so ethylene is what we need, right? Ethylene. Substrate requires ethylene and water. Ethylene is made with hydrogen and biofuel. Okay, so if we have one, it makes more and leaves us with oxygen. Sapling. Come on, stay. Sapling. We'll grab a couple of those. Pop that in there. Wait a second. Oh yeah, painting. Isn't that glorious? So this is enough to get us started. I didn't even check to see if we had any in the system. I'm a genius. Okay. So I guess we'll set it here. It's the pressurized reaction chamber. Let's see, we need a cell. I think I've got a couple in here now. So, okay, I have one in here. I must have been using those things everywhere. Out, link, pressurized reaction chamber. That should fill up. So now we need, does it require, I bet it requires the liquid versions thereof. So now I need two more. So that will give us more power cells. I could totally have done that down here. I just finished setting up stuff, and so I'm not used to the idea that it works yet. How's that for silly? Okay, so we need some mechanical pipes. No, we need the pressurized pipes. Pressurized pipes. So we'll need some of those to make some of these, to make some of these, to make some of these. Oh my gosh. Do we have my... what's it these need to be rotated. We're just gonna rotate them manually, guys, because that's how we roll. The other manually so that they work. Okay, so these have power. By the way, I believe that these actually store contents. And so do these. I think many of the mechanism things store contents. So we want to put biofuel, and then we want to put, let's see, no, this one. Red to the left. And yellow to the right. Oh yeah, that's not good. Yellow. Dark red. Strict input. Okay, so I think we need to do 8. That was a weird sound. Okay, it's not connecting. Okay, please do not drop this into the void. I mean, I can make another one, but it's annoying. Okay, so now we need the mechanical pipe. Okay. Mechanical. Alright, so that, and that, and that, and that, and I really hope, oops, this is in the wrong mode. Heat, energy, gases, fluids. Alright. Pull, pull, rotary condensator, toggle operation. Toggle operation. Now we need to pull, pull. I'm not doing this right somehow. My gosh. Ethylene. Okay. Ethylene. It's hydrogen and water. So does it have to be on the other side? Hydrogen and water. Well, then maybe it's in the right spot. So this should be turning into okay. I am not precisely sure why this is not working. like it should be working. So this contains liquid oxygen. It should be turning liquid oxygen into actual oxygen. Oxygen to liquid oxygen, that's a thing. I don't know, guys. Pressurized tube. It's filling. Okay. I'm not sure. I'll have to play with it and see where it ends up, because I'm just not sure where it's going. Alright, well, I will dink around with it and we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks for coming. Sorry I wasn't able to make as much progress as I hoped. I'll set up a thing for golems. I thought I had killed a few and had some of their stuff in the in here, and I do. They were just because the terminal was unconnected. Alright, well, we'll get a couple more just in case later, and we'll make another attempt. I'll keep messing with this, and I'll see what can happen. Because clearly I'm doing something wrong. But I'm glad you guys came. I hope you have a great night. And if you liked it, leave a like. If you don't. Questions, comments, concerns, helpful suggestions, because clearly I could use some. Clearly I could use some. Well, there's oxygen in it. So it's doing something. Maybe it's just not very efficient. But, yep, you folks have a great night.